riding bulls, and he figured that it put him years ahead once he started riding bulls because he had a natural sense of balance. He just got on naturally with his back straight. All the things that he learned in equitation carried right over to his bull riding. He said they would make him ride with no hands, and going over little bitty jumps, they'd move out onto that pocket there and up on their legs, kind of posting up, and just riding with no hands to build that balance, to find where that perfect pocket is, that perfect balance spot. So little things like that aren't even getting on bulls are going to help you when you get on bulls, because you're going to build balance. Riding bulls is not a game of strength, it's a game of balance. Body positioning. You got to learn how to position your body and be in the right spot. If you're back there trying to get that hump in your back and muscle them, those guys don't get very far, and they usually don't have very many teeth in their mouth. They get humped down, they lose them feet, they get whipped down, they get popped in the chops and lose some teeth. The guys that ride up here, you never see those guys getting whipped down. Another thing about keeping your arm up, when a bull does get you reared back and kick, as you come out here, see, if you keep this arm up, as you post up on them legs, that digs them spurs in, and that stops you right there. If you were to reach down like this, them feet are going to fly up on you. Because as soon as you lower that arm below eye level, your feet have a tendency to kick out and kick up on you. So I seen Donnie Gay riding Bullwinkle at the finals a few years ago, and he got reared back, and that bull kicked, and as he come out, his arm stopped up here. He come to a stop and then picked up and went on with it. But by keeping that arm up here, it dug them spurs in, he never did lose his feet. So the mechanics of riding with that arm up and that back straight are, I would say the biggest breakthrough that I've made in my school in the whole 19 years that we've been having it. I studied for years to try to figure out why, some guys rode better than others going into the hand. And of studying all the great bull riders I've seen in the last, 20 years that I've been riding, probably the toughest, by far tougher than anyone I've ever seen going into his hand, was Denny Flynn. In 15 years of watching him ride bulls, I've seen him buck off one bull going into his hand. And I don't think there's anyone in the business that comes anywhere close to having a record like that. So I always figured that if you wanted to be the best, study the best. What's he doing that he can ride every bull that he gets on going into his hand? The bull that throwed him off hooked him off, and I wouldn't even really call it a buck off. So he almost had like a 99.9%. No one even come anywhere close to that. So I kept studying him, slow motioning him, trying to figure out exactly what he was doing that made him so tough going into his hand. Now I was sitting at I had a school in Abilene, Texas last year, and I was judging the jackpot when it was over. And Mac Altizer and Charlie Thompson had their best bulls in there, and there was like 80 bull riders at that jackpot, and they rode like 8 or 9 bulls. Almost everything turned back. So I sat with my students there that day, and I said, okay, let's analyze why these guys are bucking off, 85% of the guys that bucked off that day bucked off because they overrode their bull. Most of them knew the bulls. They go one jump, turn back. They go 2 jumps, maybe 3 or 4 jumps, turn back. The guys standing at the chutes, when a bull would hit to the point where he usually turns back, they'd holler at the rider, "Get in there!" Bam! The rider would jump off in there, as the bull turned back into his hand. The bull would come around, he'd either well him, or when he'd see the bull coming around, he'd have to move out. And as he was moving out, the bull was coming out, and he'd end up strung out here. And if they was going into his hand, if they was going away from the hand, they'd jump over in there and usually end up on the head, or they'd have to make a big move out as the bull come in, and they end up landing on the back of their head out there. They overrode the bull. And the thing I learned from watching Denny going into his hand, and we'll go over that on the bulls going away from the hand too, is I've never seen Denny in his whole career jump in there when a bull turns back. He hits, sticks that chest out, gets that full extension. Every jump that you see him on a rank bull, he has his chest out and back and his hips out in front of him. Here, and that arm way up in the air. As a bull hits and starts to turn back, Denny rotates out like this. Rolls his shoulder out, lets the bull pull him here, and makes the bull commit. Makes the bull come. As the bull comes, he picks up, it comes out with his shoulder and over in that pocket. As the bull comes again, he lets him pull him to the outside, and then comes around again and moves into that pocket. So he never gets trapped like the guy that jumps over in there. A lot of times what will happen if a bull sees you over in there, he goes the other way. So you end up landing on your head right here. And if he does come on around, what the hell are you going to do down in there? You got to get out, you know, because you can't ride them sitting down in here. You know, as they come around, they're going to well you. So as you're moving out, he's moving in. You hit out here and you're strung out. There's nothing to help you come back in. But if you just rotate that shoulder, you know, just throw it out there as far as you can. And as you do, let this weight come around on this inside leg here, you know, because that's what's going to pull you into the spin. You can have rowels that big around. You see, I stop action, every one of those top bull riders on the spinning bull, and them toes will be turned straight in. You won't have hardly a spur one in them, you know. The rowels are meant to catch that belly as your feet go back to keep your feet from kicking you in the rump, you know. But they don't pull you into the spin. It's where this weight is on this inside leg. And as you rotate around like that, you put that weight on that inside leg, and then you got that, by rotating that shoulder, that puts that arm behind the line that we talk about. And then as they kick, you know, you pick up, get up on these legs, and over in that pocket. Bam, here. Then as you rotate back out, you do it again. But get that full extension up, just like you're throwing a ball over that arm, over your head. Just bam, right in there, and keep this shoulder out. That shoulder has to stay out in front at all times. You just lay your head, and the weight of your head, you stick it right over in that pocket too. As they pull you out, you know, lay that head and take the weight of your head and stick it over in there. Get that arm back and that shoulder forward. And I guarantee you practice that little exercise day after day, and you won't have trouble with bulls going into your hand. Same with, move around here and we'll go over those bulls. Now I'm riding right-handed, so I ain't as smooth as I am left-handed. But knowing the move, it's just a matter of, you know, getting that chest out and them hips in front of you, and as the bull pulls, give to the pull. Wham, here. See that? Takes me right on that arm, puts that weight on that inside leg. I ain't worried about turning my toe out trying to grab with that spur. I'm letting that weight go here where it's supposed to. Here, pull on me hard there, and you can't budge me. You know, as he pulls me, you know, I just stick that chest out, come up, pick up on that arm, and make sure it stays square right here. I'm right back in the pocket. As he pulls me out again, bam, give to it, and come right back up, bam. You know, it's just a matter of giving to the bull and setting back up. Never trying to, you know, when he turns back, trying to jump in there. You know, let him pull you. Let him take you to the outside, because he can't take you no farther than that. As long as you get your elbow out there. You can get that elbow out there, not square like this. Turn your body, you know. Let your body turn here, and then come back around. Just rotate back around. You rotate with the bull right after the bull moves. You know, bam. And stop this arm here. I like to come over here and drop it down, kind of a figure eight type deal. Come over, down here, and then drop that elbow, just like it's in a slot right there. Pretend you got an imaginary slot there. As he pulls, the elbow comes in front, comes over and drops in a slot. And as it drops in, you stick your chest out. Stick that chest as far out as you can, up, and get that chest out and look right down it with your chin. Bam. You know, and that just sets you up on your legs, gets your hips out in front of you, and gives you control. Going into the hand, you want to get that head over in there and down in that, you know, down in that pocket. You want to not stop till you get completely down in here, you know. And then as they release you, as they pull you back out, that shoulder come out and whip and get right back in the pocket, you know, because that's what you got to do to ride rank bulls. You don't ride rank bulls by sitting out here and whipping up to the middle. You're losing ground on rank bulls. Every time you do that, you're just going to keep sliding out of there. You got to come around that arm, get that shoulder in front of you, and push yourself down in that pocket, you know, on rank ones. And the smoother ones, you'll come up and get a little over in that pocket and then intentionally let them bring you out and then move back. Let them move you out and then move back. You know, so building good mechanics is, I think this is the best thing that I've come up with, because you're not working against, you know, you're not creating the outside force yourself. You're letting someone else pull you out of there and trying to simulate the pull of a bull. But it's also important to get on stock at the same time, because riding bulls is timing. You know, if you're out of time, you can have the best move in the world, and you're not going to get there. So I think the best thing that builds timing is just finding good jumping kick bulls, real good timing bulls. You don't want to go somewhere and get on somebody's rankest bull trying to learn to ride bulls and ride them right. Get on that good timing bull. You can stick your chest out, pick up that timing, and if you learn to ride the jumping kick bull right, you know, you'll handle the spinning bull plumb easy once you master these mechanics. But if you're trying to ride spinning bulls when you haven't learned to get your chest out and your hips out in front of you, you're going to have problems. Well, I'm thinking about it. Let's cover that one more time, that those moves just jumping and kicking, because I get too many guys bucking off just on bulls jumping and kicking, or out of position on a bull just jumping and kicking. Okay, in this section we're just going to go over just the jump and kick bull, because if you learn to ride the jump and kick bull right, you know you can handle anything. When you move out over that front end, that first jump, move out and up with that elbow here. That puts your chest out and puts you up on your legs. You want these hips up off the bull's back, out here like this. That digs them spurs in and holds you up on that rope. As soon as you hold that position, that's called base position, until the bull kicks. When he kicks, you want to come back with that free arm and up. Pick up on it. Don't do this, you know. Come up, pick up, because you want this chest square with the bull at all times when he's jumping, kicking. And lean back, come back and shove these hips right up against that rope. You want them hips packed up there just as hard as you can get them against that rope. Then as the bull comes back, move out over that front end again, out and up. Don't get down here. As you get down here, you have a tendency to start blowing your feet, and you start getting a hump in your back, and that wants to roll you back. You know, always keep that back straight. Move out here, and then here. Here, and then here, you know. Once you get those mechanics down, you know, you're in position whenever a bull turns back. You'll be right here. If he goes away from your hand, the elbow will come here. You make your move. If he goes into your hand, the shoulder will come out, and you make your correction there. You know, so it's just a matter of being in position when the bull turns back. If you get out of position out of that gate and get out of time, and you're riding around back here, you know, you can't make an effective move on a bull turning that way or that way, you know, strung out and lean back on a bull behind your rope here. Or if you're down in that hump, you know, you're trying to make a move, everything's behind your rope. When you get your back straight, you're up over that action. You got a lock here. You can't, you know, you won't budge when you're up on them legs. When you're back on them flats, you know, you're going to make a move here, and your old butt's going to slide, and out of there you're going to go. Feet going to come up. So it's a matter of, if you're riding the jump and kick bull right, you're going to be in position to make a move when the bull starts spinning. And that's the most important thing. Get a rope around old Brian here, and he'll show us what he used to ride them double rank bulls.
All right, go ahead.
Perfect. See how he goes over and that hand comes right in front, goes with the flow, and comes right back up, and he's square right here. His whole body is perfectly square with the bull here. Anytime that arm comes on around here, it's going to want to pull him out and into his hand. But here, as the bull pulls him, as he pulls him, kind of stop right there. See that arm's right in front of his face. His body runs right onto his arm right here. You know, all that weight is on this leg right here. The camera can't see it, but this inside foot is that far from the bull, proving that all the riding is done between here and the thighs there. As the pressure of the bull releases, he comes right back and moves right back into the pocket, squaring himself up here, sitting up with that chest up, you know. Perfect mechanics. Let's get his into the hand move over here. Okay, bull turns back, rolls him away from his hand. Bam, right back in that pocket. Right over that top. Pull him out of there. There he goes. Yeah, up he comes. Okay, one more time. There it is. He's perfectly square, shoulders out, up with that hand. All these top hands, you see, they got this hand up here. Any of these guys that you see riding with that arm away down in here, you know, on a bull that's just jumping and kicking or spinning into their hand, so, you know, when they're on top, if they're stopping it down here, the weight of it's going to bring them back to the outside. All them toughs get that hand up in here. That's where the control is. Okay, who's next here? Let's get someone else on here. Carlos, get up here and show us some Nevada moves. Okay, pull him away from his hand slowly there and just kind of rotate the shoulder a little farther. Here, Here, get that. See how that puts the arm behind the line there? It puts that weight on this inside leg here. Now just pick up on that free hand there. Yeah, get right over in that pocket. Don't stop till you're all the way in there. Yeah, like that. Okay. Pull him out of there again, Leo. All right, that's great. Pull him out of there again. A little more shoulder when you go out. Yeah, get that shoulder out there and just turn it. So you're letting your hips slide first. You're letting your whole body move. Just give with that upper body. Okay, let's take it in slow motion there. Just kind of, as you come, rotate here. Yeah, see how that stops you right there? Now pick up, pick up. Okay, pull him again. Rotate that shoulder. As you rotate, lift on that arm. Lift on that and really lift on that arm. Okay. Okay, why are your hips moving there? Huh? He ain't rolling the shoulder first? Oh, you're starting to drop. Yeah, as soon as you start to feel the pull, rotate. You know, don't let these hips move at all. Keep them locked right there. Really squeeze them some bucks and just let that upper body do the pull in there. Now pick up. You know, rotate. Up, see you're leaving that shoulder out in front. Rotate that shoulder around there as you come. Slow motion. Rotate here. Yeah.